fantastic to welcome into the fire the Oakleigh Chargers smart midfielder, Vic Metro's captain last year, and sneaky goal sneak when he moves forward, Blake Drury. Nice to meet you, Blake.
Nice to meet you too, LJ. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome to have you on. Now, you are someone I really like. You aren't like all those big tall mids that run around. You're a lot smaller at 175 centimeters. Being I'm not that tall myself, it's refreshing to see guys that like you doing so well. Talk me through your junior days. Have you always gone through the midfield?
Yeah, so I've always sort of played a little bit in the middle and then up forward and down back as well. So I've sort of played everywhere. But yeah, I started off sort of, Oz kick like many others do, and then started playing most of my junior footy at the Vermont Footy Club, and then yeah, sort of started playing school footy as well for Caulfield Grammar in year 7, and played a full year there last year in the ones, which was really good. And yeah, and then just like Oakleigh Chargers and things like that along the way.
Yeah, sounds like you've done a lot in your footy career so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't just play for Vic Metro, you were the captain. That is fantastic recognition for the top guy you are. How proud were you captaining the Big V?
Yeah, obviously it was a pretty big honour, but yeah, I tried to just sort of take it as normal and not be sort of overawed by that. But yeah, it was a pretty cool experience to captain Vic Metro. So yeah.
Yeah. You had a great game and your team came away with a big 34-point win. You have some severe talent running through that midfield. I bet you can't wait for this year's champs. I reckon you guys are going to be very hard to beat.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we do have a pretty good midfield. Elijah Sardis, George Wardlaw, Will Ashcroft, just to name a few. There's a lot of good players running through there, and hopefully we're all right this year. And yeah, there's a lot of good players in the whole team, not just the midfield.
Yeah, such an exciting team, isn't it?
For sure, definitely.
Yeah. Now, being the captain of such a prestigious group is such a tick for you moving forward. Have you always been a leader growing up?
Yeah, I mean, I've always sort of tried to just set a good example and be a role model as much as I can. I mean, I've had like a few leadership opportunities here and there, but yeah, I have tried to make leadership one of my biggest strengths. But yeah, I think it just sort of comes naturally for me.
Yeah, it's a good attribute though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So tell me what it's like to play in a midfield with Will Ashcroft, George Wardlaw, Elijah Sardis, predicted top 2 prospects. It must be nice rubbing shoulders with those guys. Only issue with George Wardlaw is he doesn't check his DMs.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's awesome playing with those boys. They're very good players, and you can learn a lot off them just watching them and talking to them about their game. And I tried to do that and try to take little bits away from their game. But yeah, they're all great players and great people too. So it was awesome playing alongside them.
Yeah, it would be. Now, your Oakleigh Charger group is also stacked this year. Now, your first game is against Sandy in under 2 weeks. What a blockbuster first up. Tell me you guys are playing and not at school. How is team looking this year?
Yeah, we are playing. So school footy doesn't start for another month, which is also pretty exciting and something I'm looking forward to. But yeah, we're looking forward to the Sandy game round 1. It's been a long pre-season, and we've all sort of been looking at that game as a pretty big one to kickstart the year. And yeah, like you said, the Oakleigh team, hopefully we are pretty strong this year. We've got a lot of good players as well through this, and yeah, hopefully we do go all right.
Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed, hey?
For sure.
Okay, so let's tell everyone what they get from you. A hard-working midfielder with great skill level on the outside and tenacious on the inside, small in stature and massive in talent. You have the ability to go forward and hit the scoreboard and have that rare ability to impact while also bringing teammates into the game. You're an outstanding young prospect, and with your leadership qualities, make you a mouth-watering prospect for clubs. So, with all this good, what is the area of improvement for you, mate?
Yeah, thanks for that, LJ. Thanks for the pump up. But yeah, obviously there's a lot of areas in my game that I'm definitely trying to work on, and a couple of weaknesses that I'm doing a lot of work on. But probably the biggest one for me would be my aerial work. I think my strength is at ground level, but I think it's because I'll play a bit more forward this year as well, I think being able to take a couple marks here and there is a pretty good string to add to your bow, and it will definitely help my game this year. So that's something I've worked on.
Yeah, it will. There's always something to improve on though, mate.
Definitely.
Yeah. Now, you're highly touted to be right up there in the draft this year. Do you read the draft media? It's hard to get away from, isn't it?
I try not to. I sort of think it's more important just to focus on your football, but obviously, like, it is sort of difficult sometimes to ignore it when you got some mates sending it to you. But
Yeah.
no, it's not too bad, and I see it every now and then. But yeah, I try not to look too much into it.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
Yeah, thank you.
All good. You just had testing last weekend. How did that go for you, mate? How did the yo-yo treat you?
Yeah, testing was good. It was good fun. I think I went all right in all the tests, but my yo-yo was probably the one I didn't do so well on because I got fouled out early for false starting, which was a bit frustrating because that's my best test. But yeah, I put that behind me now and just sort of look forward to round one and hopefully having a bigger game then. So yeah.
Yeah, it is very hard to master the yo-yo, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. Some simple footy questions. You get a chance to chat to one AFL player about your game. Who do you choose?
It's a good question. I reckon I'd say Lance Franklin. He's sort of been a childhood hero for me, and I think he's one of the best to ever play. So I'd have to say him, I reckon.
Yeah, you definitely pick his brains, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure. He kicked a lot of goals, so I definitely have to ask him for a few pointers.
Almost at 1,000 goals now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's got 4 to go.
Yeah. Which player do you think you play most like in the AFL?
I mean, I certainly wouldn't say I'm as good as him or at his level, but I like to watch Caleb Sarong, and also like watching Errol Goulden and Jay Gresham. I like to take little bits out of their game and add it to mine. So I'd have to say those 3.
Yeah, Errol and Caleb are great guys.
Yeah.
And great players. Who are your
Definitely.
best mates in the stateside?
I'll definitely have to say all the Caulfield boys first and foremost, and the Chargers boys as well. Particularly Luke Teal and Elijah Sardis from Oakleigh. And then also I think I try and extend my friendships as well outside my media area and try and get to know blokes from other sort of areas as well, like from Sandringham, Will Ashcroft and Harry Sheasel, and from Easton, Kai Windsor and Lewis Hayes as well. But yeah, we've got a pretty tight group down at Metro, and I like to think I'm good mates with a fair few of them.
Yeah, sounds like you have quite a few friends there.
Yeah.
What AFL team do you go for?
St Kilda.
St Kilda. Are you happy with how they're playing at the moment, or no?
I'm backing us in. I hope we bounce back.
Hopefully. Yeah. Okay, let's ask some non-footy questions, mate. What do you like to do in your spare time?
Yeah, so for me, socialising with my mates, that's a big one. I love doing that as much as I can, really. And we also love, like in my friendship group, we love going for a hit of golf. And yeah, so I'd have to say, yeah, just hanging out with my mates and playing golf.
Yeah, everyone likes the golf, don't they?
Yeah, it's pretty good fun.
Yeah. If you had to cook a meal, what would you impress with?
Oh, I'm not too good of a cook, but I'd have to say my scrambled eggs would probably be my best meal, I'd say.
Oh, scrambled eggs in the morning, so good, aren't they?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. You get to go and play in any other sport. What would you do best in?
I played a bit of cricket when I was younger, so I reckon I'd have to say cricket.
Yeah. What's your go-to video game?
I mean, I'm not a huge gamer now, like with year 12 and football and whatnot, but probably Fortnite, I'd say. I reckon that's, although I'm not too good at it, that's pretty good fun.
Yeah, get on there every now and then?
Yeah, every now and then, sort of like when it's trending and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, nice. Now, Blake, you're a great talent, and I love how you go about your midfield time, but it's your forward craft that I love so much. You see, at your height, when you make the AFL, you might start as a small forward, especially with your smarts and pressure. Well, every little guy needs to light the crowd up, and I have just the way. It's about the celebration, mate, and I have the best of the best, buddy. You can use mine into the fire.
Love that. That's very cool.
Awesome. I reckon you'd be good at it as well.
Yeah, I might have to give it a try if I get on the end of one this year.
Sounds good. Well, thanks so much for jumping on my show today, Blake. You're a tremendous guy, and I can see why you were the captain of Vic. Good luck for the year, and I look forward to hearing your name when the draft comes around.
Thanks for having me on, LJ. Really appreciate it.
Awesome to chat, mate.